Ironically, the foil has been around for over 100 years. Originally developed by the military and then turned into a passion from a few others about 30 years ago. And now we're at a point where it's a giant revolution in the sport of surfing and stand-up paddling, and the ability to do things at such a high level in such mediocre conditions.
Well, we did lots of foiling over the years. Laird, Hamilton, and Dave Kalama and all these guys did what we call the tow surf foiling. So I got into kite foils probably about 10 years ago and then made all kinds of kite foils. And we originally got into what we currently know as foiling about 3 years ago. Kai had asked me originally to make something for his stand-up board. And he goes, well, the foil didn't have enough lift and it was kind of dangerous. So I told him, I'll try it again and we'll see what happens. And then of course, within about an hour or two, he's doing crazy stuff like you see nowadays where the paint's not even there anymore and he's foiling over here somewhere, and then he goes back across the whitewater, he's foiling over there somewhere, and we're looking at him going, what the heck is he doing?
It's amazing the applications with the foils. Pretty much anything in the world you could probably strap a foil on and use it. Just add water most of the time. But my favorite applications for the foil is pretty much everything I do, from windsurfing to kite surfing to SUP to just traditional surfing. There's really limitless applications you can do with it. It's gonna give surfers the ultimate tool on surf trips when the surf is crummy and you have nothing to do. You have perfect waves always, and 95% of the world is bad surf. So if you think about that, even Hawaii doesn't get great surf all the time. And now we can go out always and have a lot of fun. So imagine this. The hydrofoil is basically an underwater airplane. And what happens is the front wing creates lift and the back wing as a stabilizer also creates downforce. So when there's two forces kind of go in the opposite directions, it creates stability, but it also creates lift continuously. And when that wing starts to rise underwater, so does you. And basically the long fin, or what we call a mast or strut, lifts out of the water. That's connected to your platform, which is the board you're riding, and that lifts you directly out of the water and you're hovering. The foils, it's gonna revolutionize all these races around the world for downwind paddling. And eventually it'll do it for flat water entirely. I don't think any top professional won't have a hydrofoil underneath them. And all these other sports, if you're not doing the foil in some sort of racing format, you're not gonna win.
Before this, I would surf like as much as I could, which meant with the conditions, 2 to 5 times a week. But with the foil, I can seriously surf pretty much every single day of the year. What this allows is more opportunities for us to surf waves that nobody's around, or when the surf is barely breaking. It's just gotta break a little bit, and it's just really allowed the surfers to get in the water more. And the more we surf, the happier we are. So collective happiness is being brought up in the surf community as a result of foiling. And there's gonna be some haters, and there's some haters right now, but as more people get involved, it's just gonna get better.
if you have the passion for what you do and you're really into getting better at surfing as well as stand-up and all these things, it's the next step once you already know how to do these sports. And the best part about the whole thing is you don't ever have to be by people. I really wanted to make it not only because I wanted to solve that conundrum of poor surf, poor riding, you know, I wanted to be able to ride the best I can, but I also wanted to avoid all the crowds in the islands in the world and going out in the middle of the ocean doing open ocean, you know, downwind foiling or riding the tiny bumps somewhere. I can avoid all that. But the coolest thing is anybody can do it, but it's just like something you gotta put time in.